Hello, everyone, and welcome to In the Know 360, show hosted by me, Annette, the warm-hearted warrior diva. This show gives you insights on the journeys of high-achieving individuals on the road to greater success. Today's collaboration is between In the Know 360 and Miss Tammy Wallace. Yay! Go, Tammy! Thank you so much for this whole technical difficulty thing.
Fine.
Oh my gosh. Wait.
It's a pleasure to be on your platform. How are you?
Good, ma'am. Thank you. And so this is great because now I know how to Jimmy rig, right?
You did a
we, have,
great job. I promise. It was
we have
awesome.
to do what we gotta do, girl.
When we did it.
Yeah. we doing it. We doing it, baby.
Yes, ma'am.
So now that we have finally have your beautiful face on here, I also have it pre-recorded. So we're doing two things, part 1, 2, whatever you want to call it.
Yes.
I'm going to give you the floor, ma'am. And I want to know, who is Miss Tammy Wallace?
Well, Tammy Wallace is a warrior, survivor, a go-getter. Even like, how people say, I lost. I don't lose. Even when it seems like a loss, like second, third, fourth, it's always a lesson in it. I take everything that I go through as a win. So it's like a lesson in everything I do. Um, I like writing children's books to bring awareness. I love for kids to read, express yourself through art, and also help them train to not be diabetics, and just keep them healthy and everything. So I'm a person who likes to speak on strength. You can't be a quitter. That's not quitting and stopping is not my vocabulary. I've been through too much to say those words even when I speak to people. So I'm one of those people who thrive on say, for instance, you can't do this. You're not built for this. My mission is to prove you wrong. When the odds are against me, that's when I perform the best. So I'm driven, and I am a top-ranked athlete, activist on awareness of sexual assault, poet, writer, painter, and I love to fight for children who don't have a voice, people who don't have a voice. That's who I am.
Right.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much, ma'am. And I'm very grateful for you being here today to tell the world your story. And, my heart goes out to you and everyone that has had to endure such, I'm lost for words on this, but it's a catastrophic event,
Yeah.
And well, look, I don't want to start crying because
Don't cry. Don't, not yet.
I have to go run to the bathroom.
I don't want my eyelashes to come off.
My tissue box.
Wait, let me get mine.
Right? I don't want to mess up your beautiful makeup. Look, we're going to start with the next question.
Yes, let's go.
You've had such an incredible journey from being top ranked track athlete, now being a powerful advocate for survivors of abuse.
Yes.
Can you walk us through how you transitioned from the world of sports to world of advocacy?
Yes. They're kind of similar with me because as far as being an athlete, when I entered the ninth grade, I was 12 years old, right? So automatically I had to work harder because ninth grade, everybody's 14, maybe 15, so I'm 12. And I saw the varsity girls like, dang, how am I going to be varsity? And I remember watching the 1988 Olympics, seeing FloJo. I said, I can do this. So I was disciplined. My mission, these girls were way older than me. I said, but I guarantee you my freshman year, I will be on that relay. Yes. 4x1 and 4x4, because that's how trained I was, disciplined. So I take that with life too. Just because you're younger or don't have much experience, you can always research, train, and be disciplined to be the best you can be. Yes. And that's how I live. Even now, I have to stay focused because people want to hush you. Don't say nothing. Be
Mm.
quiet. How dare you speak? This
Mm-hmm.
is how we operate. You
Yeah.
don't go against the grain. You be quiet. No, I was always, I wouldn't say an outsider, but I knew I was driven
Yeah.
because I'm like, I could change the world. Even if I could, it takes one person and you just
Right.
keep going and keep going. It's discipline. I
Mm.
could have said, I quit. I don't want to do this anymore. I
Mm.
will not quit. Because I needed somebody to like me when I was coming up, you know? I did. So being disciplined with track and field helps me with my life because just because you don't win this race doesn't mean you won't win the final. This is semi race. You
Mm-hmm.
know, you got to train to be, we're going to run these track meets until that Olympics come. We
Right.
might win the Olympics. So that's my goal. Like, I may get defeated on this, but I'm going to keep pushing. I'm going to run some hills this time. I'm going to train myself. And you just keep going. You
Mm.
can't quit. Yeah.
So true. That's so true.
Yeah.
Gives me a flashback. Now I'm getting my military training flash.
Oh.
Oh, this hill, right? Heart attack hill. Because
Yeah.
the yeah, it's it's like you feel like okay in the beginning.
People
Um,
passing you up. You like,
I like
you
that.
train
What
just
well,
as hard as them.
right?
Yeah.
One thing about the military, like they make sure that they circle back to get
Mm-hmm.
all the other soldiers that are
Mm-hmm.
falling behind. So
Yeah.
fast, like the fast runners, they they did not like it, but they had to
Yeah.
come back for the slow ones. You know what I'm
It's
saying?
okay. I was one of the ones that came back. I came back. Like, we all in this. Come on. Let's
Hmm.
go.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Well, gosh, I'm lost for words here. As I mean, I can see us like from the military standpoint and how we're structured, and we can't, there's certain things we can and can't do, and I
Yes.
feel like um, something similar to what you've encountered
Mm-hmm.
along the way in your track and field or your sports arena. So you're no stranger to discipline and focus, based
No, not at all. No. No.
having this athletic background and how it
Mm-hmm.
shaped you. Um,
Mm-hmm.
how I guess from then to now, what changes have you seen, in your timeline,
Mm-hmm.
as far as progression in the whole advocacy world?
Whew. Support.
Mm,
When you go against the grain, like I stated,
mhm,
it scares people.
mhm.
People are used to following people.
Yeah.
Like, just say cross colors comes out. Everybody's gonna wear cross colors. People
Mhm,
wear their clothes backwards. And then here comes me. I'm not wearing that. I'm not doing any of this. I'm
mhm.
gonna set my own thing. So with me doing that, you get labeled as crazy. Who do you think you are? How dare you?
Mm.
But when you authentically live your own truth, people get mad about that. I
Mm.
will not accept anything because the world does. If it's
Right.
wrong, it's wrong.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So, like, when track, you can't cheat. It's wrong if you cheat. Just
Yeah.
like the abuse that we endured at the high school. I think it only went along so long because the coach was an NFL player. Had he
Mhm.
been a random guy, they would probably call the cops on him. But
Right.
because he was in the NFL when he was coaching us,
Mhm,
they covered it up. You know what
mhm.
I mean? So you have to go against the grain no matter what they say about you. You better fight. Like I said in my post, I think it was yesterday, you stand for something or you'll fall for anything. I will stand alone
Yeah.
before I stand with a bunch of chaos and stuff
Mm.
that's not, I can't do it.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
that's so true. And I know I'm dating military stuff, but like even in the
Mhm.
military as a woman, right? In the military, there is a lot of sexual abuse
I heard about it.
in the military,
I heard about it.
especially during training, boot camp. You hear, women
Hmm.
scared. They're scared. I mean, think about it, right? So you're joining the military service to do service for your country and your people, but also to get the benefits, right? I mean,
Yeah.
as others. will, I mean, have the opportunity to get the benefits as well.
And thank you for your service too, by the way. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am. And so what ends up happening is, oh, I don't want to talk that I don't want to tell anyone or the superior about the drill sergeants.
Mm,
I'm not knocking all the just because there's some good drill sergeants out there, but a lot of them they, took the power
yeah.
and what if I say something, I can't prolong my service. They're going to kick me out. They're going to, bash me. They're going to whatever. So the women, unfortunately, had to endure, right?
Mm-hmm.
One, the rigorous training, but then on the other hand, having to be in front of your superior
Mm, like nothing ever
because
happened.
you're like, well, this is the military, right? And this
Yeah.
what I have to do? I have to suck it up. I mean, the whole motto is suck it up and drive on, right? That's the motto, and it probably still is, but that doesn't mean that but we live in integrity as well. So it was a fine line with that, and I mean,
Mm,
I'm blessed that I didn't go through those circumstances.
mm-hmm.
But you hear a bunch of stuff, and then also it could, I mean, I'm playing devil's advocate. Some of the soldiers that were there would also manipulate that
Mm-hmm.
to gain, if that makes
You,
sense.
you know what's trippy about what you said, what you're saying. I'm in my chills. I have an aunt. I won't say her name, and also a few veteran women have been coming to me, and my aunt especially. She went to Iraq, and they were drugging a lot of women in their heels of their feet. They were waking up, sore and violated, having STDs, didn't know how they got it. And my aunt was like, I said, why do you sit up, sleep? She said, because this is what happened to me in the military. But she's afraid to speak on it because she gets government, she gets her, you know,
Yeah.
her benefits and stuff. And she's like, if I say something, she swears they're going to hurt her. And this is like, I talked to 10 other women like this. Same issue. They're afraid that the government will shut them down or kill them. Seriously,
Yeah.
they're confiding in me. And I'm like, damn, so this is going on in the entertainment industry, athletics, military, all over. And we can't say nothing. So the people who do, like, you know what, I'm gonna take this one for the team. Then we're labeled as crazy, hard to deal with, all kinds of negative things. But I stand tall in it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stand for something when I leave this earth. And if this is how I'm gonna end it, then so be it. Because I know what it feels like. I know what it feels like to have. Thank God he gave me the strength to speak, because I'm able to hear so many stories from women. And
Yeah.
I'm like, God, you gave me the strength to hear this. Some of these stories are way worse than mine. This
Yeah.
woman was getting drugged in her feet
Mm.
to hide the abuse, to hide the needles from the military. It's sad. So I feel like I have to speak. I will speak.
Yeah.
And if this will be my end for speaking and telling the truths, so be it.
Wow.
Yes.
Oh, Tammy.
I have to keep going for not just females, males too.
Yeah.
Violated too. You know what I mean? This is sad.
Yeah. It's.
Sad.
Mm. Yeah, and we won't even go there with women that are behind the walls as well. So that's a whole nother level of
Mhm.
abuse.
Yeah.
So um moving on, your work as children's book author,
Mhm.
right? It's an
Yeah.
author. And your poet is truly inspiring. How do you ensure that the stories not only entertain but also educate and
Mhm.
support the emotional well-being in young readers?
Well, when I write these books, excuse me, in my mind, this is how I wanted my life to be.
Mhm.
I come from a two-parent family household, but it wasn't the happiest two-parent family household. So when I write these stories, I want children to read that this does exist.
Mm-hmm.
You know, fathers do take the kids to school with their mothers. Mothers and fathers do support their kids in sports. And sharing is caring. When
Mm-hmm.
someone has less than you don't bully them. Because my
Right.
first book, Sasha Lynn's Big Dreams, um, she was being bullied. Her dad was in the military. Uh,
Mm.
she had holes in her shoes. Her mom was a single parent, had to work hard.
Yeah.
So Sasha had to be encouraged.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know what, Mom, I know you're trying hard. I'm gonna wear 2 pairs of shoes to she had track tryouts, which
Mm-hmm.
eventually led to the finals.
Okay.
They were teasing this little girl because she didn't have on Nikes.
Mm.
But when Sasha's mama worked overtime, she brought those shoes to the
Mm.
track meet. So all the girls that were teasing her, she kicked their butt and
Mm.
won. So in
Wow.
return, she could have been like, yeah, that's what you guys get. No, she embraced them. Like, see
Mm.
what happens? See how
Yeah.
these tables turned?
Right.
Even with my second book, Pickle Patty, you
Mm.
don't tease kids because they don't have the same lunch as you.
Right.
Sometimes the parents can't afford it. Sometimes they can't get the free lunch at school.
Right.
Sharing is caring, people. Like, come on, you guys, as adults as well. So
Yeah.
my books inspire kids to stop, don't bully, don't
Right.
tease, and share.
Mm.
Yes.
Excellent. I mean,
Yeah.
that's what kids need. You know,
Yes.
I mean, I ain't gonna lie, like kids can be mean.
I know. I
Adults
know.
too.
I know.
But I'm glad that you're teaching them the right way, to
Yeah.
do things because um, it's unfortunate, but when you're a child and if you've been bullied all these years as a child, and then it's your inner child is still there. It never
Yeah.
goes away. So when you become an adult, it's like you
Mhm.
either still have that fear or you break out and you're like you become a bully or you become, you know what I mean, a product of what you've attained
Yeah. That
as
makes sense
a
to me
child.
too. Yeah.
So,
Like even with okay, in high school, I was the youngest. Everybody thought I was older because I had an older mind.
mhm.
But my mission was, like I said, to be the fastest track and field woman in the world. And I was up there with the people. You know, I was getting it. Unfortunately, an incident happened and I didn't have the mental capacity to continue to train, and I
Right.
didn't, have therapy and all that. I was 16 years old at a university full ride. I'm like, what do I do? So it just went downhill from there. So you have to have support
Mhm.
and people who really love you and want to see you thrive.
Mhm.
And sometimes when you want that,
Mhm.
people gonna fall off. It may be a closest cousin, a best friend, maybe a sister.
Yeah.
It may be your mama and your daddy that may
Mhm.
fall off. When that spaceship goes up and them pillars fall off,
Oh yeah,
everybody can't go,
that's right.
you know?
That's so.
So you have to be prepared to win and lose. Lose
Mm.
people and win your purpose is.
Mm.
Yeah.
That is so true, and that goes for all aspects, especially when you believe in your goals and yourself and what you want to
Mhm.
do, like you're an advocate
Yeah.
um, for the truth and for justice, and being a well going into your craft. People don't believe you. They're like, oh,
Mhm.
that's just a little podcast, and then
Yeah.
now it's funny how people are tuning in, like, wow. Okay, I see you, but your biggest supporters are strangers, to be honest with you.
You better say it. You
God
better
will
say
bring,
it.
I'm spiritual too, so God will bring your tribe. He will make a way. He will advocate for you in so
Mhm.
many ways. We we like to plan, right?
Yes.
It's not our plan.
It's not. My plan was to not be an author. This was God's plan. My
Hmm.
plan was to not be an activist and speak on abuse. It
Right.
was I said, God, for real? This
Yeah,
is what you did for me?
for real.
Take it and run with it because now I'm comfortable. I don't have to go to a job and be like, damn, I don't feel like going to work today.
That's
This is
right.
what I'm driven to do.
Hmm.
Seriously. Like even like what you just said with friends.
Mm.
Okay. when the night is really, really dark, right? You can see like 1 or 2 stars. Those are like friends.
Mm,
You can see them real friends when it's dark as hell.
yeah.
Those are gonna be the ones that pull you out. And it's always the ones closest to you that you kind of, you gotta be careful.
Mhm.
Even with family, because it's hard out here.
Oh man.
I know. I know.
Look, it's like I feel like this message was for me today.
Oh my
To be
gosh.
honest with you, because it gets lonely.
It does.
I mean,
But
it,
it is gonna get lonely. When God isolates you, he elevates you. So don't take it as loneliness. Just take it as you in your own zone. Let him build you up. I
mhm,
get lonely too. I'm
yeah.
always by myself. And I think about like, dang, my family having barbecues and stuff. But
Mhm.
these are people who stab me, and I wouldn't say the back, in the face. I
Mm,
don't need those people in my new life.
I know that's
Kids included.
I know
It's
that's right.
gonna hurt when you build up. And everybody can't understand it and everybody can't go.
I know.
They
Oh man.
can't. They don't understand it. What are you doing this for? Why are you telling? What do you have a voice for? Just let it roll like it's been rolling. Hell no. No.
Mm, mm.
I can't.
Mic drop.
Yeah.
Real.
Yeah.
I mean, oh, okay. I wish I could share videos because what I usually do when I stream is I share videos and books. But I'll add some stuff too. Of course, as we go. This is our first
And
rodeo.
it's lovely. I'm loving
Yeah,
it.
it's gonna be multiple episodes. Episode part
Right
two,
on.
three, whatever. but but so in your advocacy work, right?
Hmm.
You've seen the profound effects of abuse in individuals and the communities.
Hmm.
What do you believe are the most important steps in helping survivors of abuse find hope?
Oof. You got to find yourself
Mm,
because you know how sometimes you get in those moments where you're like, I got to call this person. Let me call this person. And you trying to get advice from people.
yeah,
No. What you need to do is sit in it,
right.
sit in those feelings,
Yes.
trust in God or whoever you believe in, and just talk to Him because everybody's not on your team. They're gonna take whatever information and run with it, and then you're gonna be mad because everybody know your business. Sit
Mm-hmm.
in your own shit.
Yes.
Sit in it.
Yes.
If you gotta cry, if you gotta sit there, sit in it because it's gonna make you grow. You elevate when you're by yourself. I remember seeing this post last week of remember Dawn from In Vogue,
Uh
Dawn
huh.
Robert. So I left a comment. I said, "Your she was saying she was homeless and stuff. I
Hmm.
said, your spirit is contagious. Keep shining bright like the diamond you are." And she replied back, "For you to see my shine means you can, you're a diamond too, basically."
Hmm.
Sometimes people don't want a handout. She wants to sit in what she's going through. She want to build her own self up.
Right.
People want to see you struggle. People want to see you unhappy. Her spirit is like beautiful. She has the spirit of a millionaire.
Mm,
People are like, oh, you need help. Come in. She don't want nobody's help. Let her get her own way. I
yeah.
was homeless too a year and a half ago.
Mm,
Family took everything. And I got the same spirit and had 2 books come out. You can't stop somebody who's driven.
give me
Money
chill.
don't make you. You make money.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So true. So true. I think, it's the perception, right? Your perception is your reality. So
Yeah.
whatever you perceive inside here
Mm-hmm.
in your 5D, or it goes up to multiple Ds, but you'll
Mm-hmm.
see out in the 3D. So you know how they say, I'll believe it when I see it. It's really reversed. You're
You
supposed to,
have to see it to get it.
yeah,
Believe it.
you have to believe it before you can see it.
Yes.
Like it's like sowing your seeds and then you're
Mm-hmm.
reaching harvest. So, but um, wow, my
You
hats
have
off.
to believe in yourself because you came in this world by yourself. And like when you, okay, this is what I learned too. When you have a bulk of money and you get settlements, everybody's going to love you. Oh my God, we love. Uh, is there
Mhm,
anything I can do to help you? But
mhm,
run out of money and
mm,
need them same people.
Right.
and watch how they treat you. It's a
Man.
lesson from. It's a lesson. God's like, look, do you see? So if I
Mm-hmm.
bless you again, don't go backwards.
Right.
You
Exactly.
can't. You gotta keep going forward and think positive. All that negative stuff, let it go. Let
Mm.
it go. You couldn't have told me I would have been a children's book author
Right.
ever. That wasn't my plan. But I was isolated, stuck.
Yeah.
I wrote my first book in jail. In jail.
Mm.
That's how I was like, whoa, this. And I wrote it on those little pencils that they give you, and like the little paper. And I'm like, I'm gonna take this somewhere.
Yeah.
And nobody believed me, but I
Mm.
did. And then they're just rolling in now.
Wow. Oh my
Yeah.
God.
All I had was God in jail. That was it.
Man. Wow. Your story is so profound.
Mhm.
Like a lot. I'm hoping. Well, once we submit this live, I mean, obviously people are joining, but I'm so grateful that you're telling your story to the world.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. I'm not ashamed of anything. I'll speak the truth and tell the truth. That's all I can do. That's all we really have.
Yeah.
Is your word. You
Wow.
know. Yeah. My
My,
family and friends took everything from me when I got that settlement, but the air I breathe. But the air I breathe.
mm.
Oof. You know how hard it was to come back after that?
Ooh.
I mean, this is people I paid bills for, credit, my mom, my sister, and then they treat me like shit.
Oh,
But I
God.
got God, and I know I'm a winner. So, hey, God bless them.
Amen. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
Yeah.
Tam, wow. You're really moving my spirit today. Like
Oh,
I'm getting so much chills. And I really appreciate. See, you gonna get me to cry.
you better not cry.
Okay, okay.
Come on, we all right. We
Let
all
me
right.
let me mm.
It's
Wow.
okay. It's okay. Only the strong survive. And I know I heard this when I was in jail. It was crazy because it was time for I think like sandwiches or something. They call it chow. And before we could turn the TV off, they had the church channel on. They said the devil only attacks what he's afraid of. So in that moment, I'm like, I'm in
Oh,
jail because just like if you're at a fine party or you have a party at your house, right?
yeah.
Are you going to leave your fine jewels out? So if people come in and out of your restroom, they can see your jewelry out?
Nope.
No, you're going to lock it up, right? I
Mm-hmm.
think that's what God did for me. Because let me put her up for a second. Because when I tell you they hounded me, didn't give me chance to breathe with that money
Oh
till it was
wow.
gone.
No.
Family,
Oh
yes. God will lock you up so he can protect you. That's
my
what I felt. I was protected. That's
oh,
how I was able to become an author. Stop crying. You better stop it.
okay.
I'm an author now, I, I got to keep going. There's days I cry too, but girl, I'm strong as hell.
Oh
And
my
these
God.
men are still coaching kids, so I got to keep pushing until they go to jail. Yeah.
Wow. Wow. Oh my
Mhm.
goodness.
I know it's a lot. It's a lot.
Well, see now they say when your I can talk, your throat chakra starts like closing up. That's because they don't want you to say anything.
Say it. You can
The
ask me anything. I'm an open book.
you know, well, like I'm very spiritual, so like how entities or whatever they try. I know probably talking wacky, but they try to start like how our technology today
Mhm.
obviously went. We couldn't get online, get your video on.
Right?
I just feel
Yeah.
like it nothing stops God. that's
Mm-mm.
that's all I'm saying. But moving
Mm-mm.
on, I'm gonna go ahead
Come on.
because what girl will be here all night.
I know, right? Come
And
on, let's
I'm
get
good
it.
with it. I don't have anywhere to go. My kids upstairs, you know.
I enjoy talking to you.
Me too. You've worn so many creative
Mhm.
hats, right? You're an author, a poet, a painter, a model. Whew, the list goes on. Um, track star, that song just came in my
You're running, you a track star.
I
Yes. Oh, I was fast. Yes.
I know you were.
One of the best.
I'd be like, I'll take you. I'll help you with the 1,500 to 3,000. I used to do the long distance run, girl. You can
I'm
have.
a sprinter.
Yeah, yeah, you good. We good.
You're funny.
Look, how do these different
This
creative?
cranberry juice,
Oh,
everybody.
okay. Hey, man. You know what? Do you mind if I take a sip of my? I have a smoothie.
Oh, go ahead. Enjoy. I'm chilling.
Tropical
Go
smoothie.
ahead. Enjoy
Like,
yourself.
I want some smoothie, mom. Like, okay, fine. Avocado. Um, so how do these different creative outlets help you
Mhm.
express your work for, advocacy?
How do they help me?
Yeah.
It's an outlet because my rage and a buildup got me, instead of like expressing it through my voice
Yeah.
on paper and on with paint or writing a poem, I expressed it through a, I let it boil up so bad it was a violent situation.
Hmm.
So you have to be careful because people will taunt you. Like, you ever been at a barbecue and you want to bite that rib and that fly is buzzing around your rib? That's that one person that want to see you smack them, you know. So you
Oh,
have to be careful with your reaction with things, because they could taunt you all day, but your reaction will deter if you're crazy or not. So you
wow.
have to be disciplined, which goes back to track. When
Mhm.
people do you wrong and all this stuff comes up, I suggest counting and think about the sun. And like, I'm not going to risk the sun and this fresh air for nobody, because
Mm,
I did that. I took all the abuse, and I'm sorry, I have to say it, from my mother, because my dad was abusive too, but she was way worse. And it built up that one day. That's how I ended up in jail. So all the years of abuse I endured from her, that one incident I didn't beat her up or anything. I just grabbed her like, stop disrespecting me, you know? That one incident, people label me as this monster, but F the abuse that she did to me 44 years. And still doing to this day.
wow.
So you have to cut people off. Don't react. Don't
Right.
give them shit. Just ignore them and move on with your life.
Yeah.
Because they're watching us. We're not watching them. I don't give a damn what they do. We don't
Mm,
care what people do. They
right.
care what we do, because they're trying to get a reaction. Say, see, I told you so. I told you Annette wasn't, I told
Yeah.
you that. You can't give them nothing but positivity. That's it.
And prayers. Leave it up to God.
Hey, God got us.
Look, yeah, I'm not gonna go into that. Karma is something, but I'm not wishing anything to anybody. All good, all love. That's what we exude,
Yep.
and then your spirit says it all. You know what I mean?
Thank
It's like
you. Thank
it's
you.
like you're welcome. It's like Cinderella story. You
Oh,
know,
oh my God. That's so, not to cut you off. Do you know that's what I call myself, the Cinderella story?
we bought look. High five! Wow! Oh my
I'm coming to
God,
see you. Swear to
Tammy.
God. Yeah. Because
Tammy.
my generation, my community, my family, my city, my town,
Wow.
they're not used to somebody speaking like, I
Yeah.
know this girl ain't on here, and everywhere talking about this. Yes, I am. It's
Mm,
me. Yes, me. God chose me. And I was like, God, why did you choose me? He
right.
said, because everybody couldn't handle it. If they could, they would have spoke up 10
Mm,
years before you did. This happened before you. He chose me. So I'm going to take my baton and run with it like track. I'll be
mm,
the anchor leg for this. I'm going to speak and run until I can't run anymore. Yeah. Why not?
yeah,
Why
that's
not?
true. Yeah. Why not
No.
you? Right? That's
Yeah.
what why not you? I'm
Why
telling you.
not me? I can handle it.
Wow. So you're passionate about protecting our children and
Mm-hmm.
survivors of the abuse globally, right?
Mm-hmm.
What advice do you have for the people who want to get started in advocacy work and might not know where to start?
Well, first of all, what I would do is get a journal and
Uh-huh.
write things down. Then do your research, contact groups and resources in your community, your neighborhood,
Mhm.
because you can do it alone, but it's hard when you do it alone. It's help out there, even though it's not coming from family and friends where you would want it to come from. It's
Right.
people out there that'll be your family that you met one day that will
Right.
support you harder than a sister and a brother. You have to get out, just get out there and tell them,
Right.
research, help children. Like everybody's voice matters.
Yes.
We matter. So if you be quiet, then you're not saving someone from
Mm.
what you went through. So me speaking, I'm like, I'm saving people. I'm gonna keep talking. I'm
Wow.
trying to get a foundation right now set up in my name to help children. And every proceed will go to children like what I went through. Everyone. Like you have to speak up. Adults too. You got a grown women and grown men too being abused by a significant other. That's
Mhm.
not okay either. Speak up. People, stop being afraid to protect yourself. Stop. And then in return, you might come out with a book or a surviving journal or how to survive a narcissist guideline or whatever the case is.
Right.
Don't be afraid to step out on faith. God says step out. Step out.
That is so true.
Yeah.
It's a lot of people have fear, even if, per se not abuse, but just anything,
Mm-hmm.
your
Mm-hmm.
dream and aspiration
Mm-hmm.
was limited because of the structure you were in, because of your environment, because of your family or your blood family.
Mm-hmm.
And abuse is abuse. You know what I mean? And it
Yeah.
it, it stems from, you can't do anything right. You're always wrong. And so, being a little girl growing up and I couldn't do anything right.
You did everything right. They just was doing it wrong. People always want to diminish people that, dang, I wish I could be like her. Well, let me tear her down so she would stop. You didn't do nothing wrong. Keep fighting. It's always the ones that you think that love you so much, they don't give you no support, but they really want to be like you. Keep
Yeah.
fighting. Who cares what they say? Who cares?
It's that light in you. It disturbs their
It's
spirit.
like, yeah. And a lot of people aren't going to speak up. Like this channel you have, people who have talked about you, you think they have the guts to create a channel like you? I don't think so.
I
So
appreciate
let them
you.
keep watching you and keep thriving. And I'll come on every time you need me to. It's always the haters that'll build us up. You know,
Mm, yes,
let them build you up.
we do need those comments.
We need it. We need them. Thank you. It doesn't matter what you say, but okay. You know?
No, that's so true, Tammy. Like when you're because your childhood is really what instills you becoming this adult, right? And
Yes.
I believe, and so I live vicariously through my kids.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause I had a life where I didn't have a childhood. I had to, and this is your show, but
No, I'm listening. I want to hear it. Like, what?
reiterate, um, I had responsibilities. At 7 years old, I had to cook, clean, basically the Cinderella story type.
Mm,
Watch kids, but I love watching kids because I love kids. So at
yeah.
7, I was helping my cousin with their children.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I always had, I was always, what do you call it, responsible, right?
Mm-hmm.
I had no
Mm-hmm.
choice but to be responsible because I think what ends up happening is they see your spirit, they see who you are, that they can rely on you, type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And growing up, that was my life. I became
Mm,
I became an adult before I was a child. So now that I have children, and then of course I didn't have the cell phone growing up, so I would like take
yeah.
selfies, so my son would be like, "Mom, you're acting like a teenager," like, well, this is my first time experiencing
It's okay.
your
It's
stuff,
okay.
and they're so kind, My children, I mean, of course we have our times, but they're like, Mom, I'm sorry that you didn't have a childhood. They recognize these things. And so
Mm-hmm.
I'm teaching my kids, I don't ask them for help, right? Um, and like my oldest one, I don't ask them for like helping me watch the kids or the younger brother and sister because
Mm-hmm.
how it felt.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I'm not saying I didn't help educate them or teach them how to clean, cook, and all that stuff, but I prefer that they do it, you know, through their heart and what they
Yeah.
want to do.
Yeah.
And it's a very um, touching subject because
Mhm.
I think that every child should experience a childhood.
I agree. I agree. I Whew, I just watched Willy Wonka as an adult. Like I said, I was 12 in ninth grade, so a childhood was something I wish I had. I kind of see how Michael Jackson tripped out. Like, damn, he didn't get to do nothing, play in the dirt, whatever. So we don't have a childhood, and you have to adapt these grown-up attitudes at a young age. It affects you.
Yeah,
It does. And then when we had back then, parents, you better do this or else. So, they didn't really trip like now. So we
yeah,
had to suck it up.
yeah,
Even now, like um, a lot of stuff has come out, and instead of my mom and my sister and them being accountable
yeah.
for stuff, it's the same old abuse. So unfortunately, we may all die and we don't make amends. But I'm comfortable with I tried, So let it be where it's at.
Well, we picked her from my understanding, world energy, and then the DNA in us is through our ancestry. And I feel like uh, we're what is it called? The chosen ones, right? We're the ones
Yeah, we are.
to be the light, be the beacon to
Mm-hmm.
shine upon people so that they can come to the light and we can make a great change here on this world, right?
Yeah.
Um, of course, there's going to be lots of people that don't want to do it, don't want to step
They
up.
don't have the capability, the
Right,
capacity to do it, but
right.
you do, and so do I. That's why we're talking. Yeah,
You're
we
amazing,
do.
Tammy. You're
We
amazing.
got this. And you know what's crazy? Like even with your channel, right? You gonna get haters, and you may get discouraged, but you wouldn't be doing this if God didn't want you to do it. We
Hmm.
wouldn't be talking if God didn't set this up. So sometimes when you get discouraged, you got to think back on where you were and where you're going. The rest don't even matter. Keep fighting.
So true. It's so
Yeah, come
true.
on. We got this.
Right? Well, speaking about challenges, right? You face many challenges
Uh-huh.
through doing this advocacy work.
Oh, did I?
Yeah. What would you say to someone who feels like they're at the crossroads and they're unsure how to move forward or even make an impact?
What I would say, especially if you have children, do it for them.
Mm.
Do it for you because I know I still have night terrors at night. I had one last night, to keep it honest.
Oh, wow.
Uh, if you quit on the kids that need you, even the adults that need you. So somebody had like Angela Davis, like Harriet Tubman, Martin Luther King. Somebody got to step up.
Yeah.
Okay, well then let's step up. The ones who can and who has the willingness to thrive, and you could take those gut punches. You could take people talking about you. You could take people saying stuff. You got to keep going. I hear it all the time, but I will not stop. I'm sure you hear stuff too.
Yes.
But girl, who cares? We're saving people. We don't care what people's thoughts are because if they could do it, they would do it themselves. But they're
That,
not. They're watching your channel. They're watching me. So let them be where they're at.
I'm laughing because it's like a breakthrough, right? We
Mm-hmm.
go through these life changes, and
Mm-hmm.
here I am like talking about like relationships and
Mm-hmm.
the different abuse that I've encountered, like emotional abuse. Not
Yeah.
really physical. There's ones that was a little bit physical, but like the emotional abuse really, really. um, and of course, abandonment issues. I had to learn all these things as an adult.
It's okay.
Nobody told you the reason why you're going through these different like relationships, toxic men, or it's because internally this is what you're experiencing. So
Mhm.
externally, you're mirroring the person that you're with.
Mhm.
Whatever you whatever spirit or whatever energy or frequency you're at this current time, it's what you're mirroring, exuding into the
Yeah.
universe, right?
Mhm.
So I didn't learn all this. I mean, it took years to understand this, and it took years to say, you know what, I'm beautiful. I'm
You are beautiful.
I'm
Yeah.
I'm worthy of a really handsome, amazing man that's just phenomenal, right? But
Mhm.
we don't tell ourselves that, we just accept, because that's what we're used to doing. We're used of acceptance.
Yeah, we are. I want to show you something. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna disappear for like 30 seconds.
Okay.
Hold on. I want to show you something.
Wow, this is very powerful, guys. I'm really trying to hold it in, Monsieur. Shout out to Monsieur, free Monsieur, everyone. Thank you so much for putting me in touch with Tammy. Um, Gosh, I don't want to cry on here, but it's a very emotional, just life in general is emotional, because you go through different stages in life, different timelines, and you wonder why.
Oh, here, I'm back.
Okay.
So, what we have to realize is this. I know we try to, like what you were just talking about. And sometimes you meet those friends or those family members and you try to dim your light for them so they can feel comfortable.
All the
Don't
time, girl.
you
All
don't if you do it again, I'm gonna be mad at you.
Oh, I'm not.
You don't have to. They see something in you that they want. So they want to make you limit yourself. Don't
Mm,
do that. I met with two beautiful women. This is what I went and grab real quick. I'm out of breath. We wrote this journal right here. Okay. This. It's called The Power Within, Embrace Your Journey, Heal and Grow. And at first I was like, nah, because I'm still caught up. Like I'm hurt.
yeah.
But it was the best thing ever because it's a 12-month thing that we do. It's for men too. We can't allow people's opinions,
Mm,
their thoughts, how they feel about your platform, my platform,
yeah.
make your own and stop digging in us. How about that? But they can't. They don't have the capacity to do it. So you ought to feel honored.
I
You
appreciate.
should. And stop crying. You
No, I'm crying. Just tearing a little bit, just a little, just a little bit. You actually helped me not to cry because
don't cry
you're
anymore. No.
talking.
Are you gonna owe me lunch?
Okay, I'll fly to LA. I'll even pick you up.
Click
Uh,
me up, please.
for real.
You have to, and I'm learning too. We're not the odd ones. When you're chosen, you just chosen. You don't have to go in a room and show your breasts and do all this extra stuff. When the light is on you, it's on you. That's
You're
it.
center stage, ma'am. Center stage.
Hello, everyone.
Right? Here's the flag. Here's the Olympic flag. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. Wow.
Mhm.
Wow. Speaking about Olympics, your track career, right? Looking back
Mhm.
at
Mhm.
what lessons did you learn from that, and how competitive it would be, and how you would carry that flag, right? I'm
Ooh. Like, what? One time I didn't realize, and no disrespect to the people who I was competing against,
uh-huh.
but word has it that they were all juicing. So I'm the youngest, graduating at 15 and a half, 15.
Wow.
They're all juicing. I'm really training and running like this. And to see their bodies now confirms that, okay, oh, I know y'all was on something.
Oh,
But the
wow.
mental capacity I had to be the best at that age, we were at a Riverside track meet. I was in the 12th grade, promise. I have it on video. And I'm standing there, it's hot. My dad, my mom, everybody was at my grandmother's.
Yeah.
They said, we have one of the nation's best. So I'm like, who are they talking about? Oh my God, I have to really run. Tammy Wallace laying in. I'm like, me? So I started waving, toe it up. Didn't realize that everything that I was training for, I was a nation's best. That's how I feel now. I'm not going to let anybody's enhancements
Yeah.
or their cheating deter me from the way I train.
Mm,
I'm going to keep training the way I train because cheaters never prosper anyway.
that's true.
Win regardless. What's done in the dark will come to the light.
Mm,
My stuff is authentic. Okay?
yes.
We have no choice but to win. We have to win.
Yeah.
We
No
have to
matter.
be disciplined and win. Like I'm no cheater. I'm no liar. I went through some stuff last week that kind of was crazy. But if I was a quitter and wasn't disciplined, I would have gave up on speaking about advocacy and bringing awareness.
Yeah.
I said, this is like football, a scrimmage.
Right.
One of the scrimmages you go through okay, we're going to do these plays and see if these plays work with the scrimmage.
Right.
They didn't work. But we're going to get to the Super Bowl. That's
Yeah.
how I feel.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I feel. I want to uplift women, uplift men, not tear
Yeah.
them down.
Right. It's a marathon. Like Nipsey
Yeah.
Hussle says, may he rest in peace. Wow. You
Mm-hmm.
know, so can you give us an example of how your day starts to end or from beginning to end
Mm-hmm.
when you were going through your track training?
Oh my God, yes. Um, in high school, I just would get up. You know, everybody would go to lunch and all that stuff. I would go to the gym. We had a gym weight room in the school premises or
Uh,
the. I didn't interact with people because I had a mission.
mm,
I even stopped training with the high school team after my incident happened and
yeah.
trained with the junior college to get faster. And
Wow.
I did. That's how I was able to get my full ride scholarship to San Diego State.
Wow.
Even now, I'm like, okay, Tammy, you went on one event. Okay, that's cool, but that's not the Olympics.
Wow.
These are like scrimmages. I have to keep going.
Mhm,
I
mm.
have to have my platform to where if kids need me, like I was telling a business partner of mine, you know how they have the Amber Alert?
Yeah.
If I could create something where if each child at any high school was a victim,
Yeah.
male or female, by a coach, a student, whatever,
Yeah.
it's a number that they can call. We suffered
Wow.
because man was in the NFL. Nobody wanted to hear our voices.
Mm,
Everybody knew. So I'm trying to build a way to where if we can talk about this and get this number set up, that it can automatically be added to something we can call and report these men or
yeah.
when that would be great because
Mm.
it's everywhere. People are afraid to talk. My son was violated.
Oh, wow.
Yes, and he just told me last year.
Wow. I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's everywhere. It's everywhere.
My goodness.
It, with the books, it's like, how can we all come as a family to stop all this stuff? You know, it takes more than one person.
Yeah.
Like with Martin Luther King, he couldn't have did it by himself. It takes a team of people.
Right.
And
Right.
I'm trying to create a team. I would join a team. We can't let this go on like this anymore. No, it's so many volumes and people. Like my son was like, I want to write a book. I
Yeah.
said, you should.
Yeah.
I can help him. Like I can help whoever wants to write books. I know how to publish the books.
Mm,
People are afraid to talk though. So
right.
we can get them warm enough to feel comfortable to talk
Right.
instead of being threatened. Because I got threatened so much by coming forward. I still get threatened to this day, but it won't stop me. I have
Right.
the courage. A lot of people don't. So I'm trying to create something now that will help that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What measures have you taken as far as like petitioning,
Hmm.
like what, like, into getting into the locker rooms, right? And
Hmm.
advocating for this. What measures have you taken and what has worked, and maybe what lessons have you learned? I know that's like a whole lot
Oh
of
wow. Honestly, what I've learned is a lot of schools and colleges don't give a damn.
wow.
A lot of our people, a lot of the men who assaulted us, especially the one who essayed me, is still coaching women's basketball. Had a baby with a athlete. We're working on steps to get these men out. I don't know why they're not arrested. It's six of them. It just takes time, I guess. We're trying, but the only thing I can do is not quit.
Right.
And this is why every time I get a chance to speak on this, I join in because it's not funny. It's horrible.
Yeah.
These women have turned and men have turned into alcoholics, drug addicts, lesbian, gay, all this stuff because of incidents that happen in high school. And these institutions, as far as colleges, know this and still have these men leading teams. That's what hurts. And what also hurts is family members pissed because you're telling the truth and their names are in it and they don't want to be exposed. The
That's
only thing you could just write books and try to speak as at many appearances as you can make and just keep bringing awareness and one day we can't quit. It's gonna happen one day,
right.
so we got to keep pushing.
It's already happening, Tammy.
Thank you.
It's already happening. It's in the history books now, right?
Thank you, that means a
And
lot.
future write ups, because I mean, you started this. You're a trailblazer for being an advocate, and I'm sorry again about your son. And I think that keep pushing forward, right, and knocking on doors. And I don't know if there's like how they have like anonymous hotlines or anonymous
Hmm.
ways to have a storyline, right? I mean, you still
Yeah.
can create books and whatnot from the information.
Hmm.
However, because there's different levels to it, I think that for me, I'm just talking, but I think that if the first step is actually providing information, right?
Yeah.
Actually reporting on the information, even if it's anonymous. So you can take that information and then compile it, right? And then look, I'm a data girl, so you could create statistics, right? Timelines,
Hmm.
events, all these different things in order to build different cases.
Yeah.
Like again, like sometimes, like I used to work at food safety, so people sometimes would report their issue anonymously,
Hmm.
and like I think I got sick from this restaurant
Oh no.
product, blah blah blah. Here's the product name. Here's the blah blah blah.
Hmm.
So that's data.
Yeah.
Data is golden. I mean, it doesn't matter. I think anonymously, but at least it can help them. Help them like open that door,
I'm
right?
trying to do that right now. Like I said, like the Amber Alert, I promise you, because like we were talking about earlier, it's not just in the music industry. It's athletics. It's
Right.
the military.
Yeah.
It's at the hospitals. The nurses endure with the doctors. And vice, it's everywhere. What we can't keep hiding this stuff. It's making people uncomfortable. People are quitting, committing suicide, PTSD. We have to make this something a comfortable place.
I think I have I'm just getting downloads a way to do this. And
Mm-hmm.
one way is creating a system. I've created systems in my past career
Mm-hmm.
jobs, like a portal for people to report their incidents. So it's
Yes.
like
Oh,
a
yes.
like an incident complaint form or something. I've created an incident complaint form, like consumer complaint
Mhm.
form, but it could be utilized to forge a way for people to anonymously report
Mm,
their incident. And then that way we have the data to reflect, and
yeah.
we can even bring it. Look,
I will help you with
they
that.
they they
I
forget
promise you.
they
Because
forget who they
I
talking
got you
to.
across the world
Take it,
because it ruined my life.
take it to a congressional level. You
Yes.
know,
Let's
because
do it.
yeah, we got to talk about this on the side,
Okay. I
but
got you.
this is like a mental download that I feel like spirit's talking to me and relaying this message, because they're like,
Mhm,
wait a minute, now you have years, like over 2 decades almost of data
mhm.
compilation and reporting and such. So I want to use my gift to help
Yes.
advocate for this.
This is big. We can
Wow.
do it. We just need a small team. It hurts to hear that people are afraid to talk. It hurts to hear that people are 60, 70 years old and some take it to the grave. We don't even know what happened to them. I'm just not one of those people. So if I can help through my story writing, through my paintings, poems, I'm all in with
Wow.
everything I can bring. Like my guns are loaded on every platform I can do. Like, as I want to save lives because I know what it did to me.
There's so much secrets, Tammy.
Mhm.
I don't know, I'm compelled to say this. There's so many secrets in people's lives, right? Families.
Yeah,
And when you said take it to the grave, it's a disservice to children, it's a disservice to individuals that don't know the truth about
yeah,
whatever you've experienced, because this is generational, right?
yeah. It is.
um like and my sister probably, I don't know if she's gonna look whatever.
Mine
um
might look too. I don't give a
whatever.
damn. Go ahead and look. Maybe you help your
so
kids. Come
so
on.
what had happened was what had happened, hey, two three people. First, I want to say thank you, everyone, for joining. Uh,
Thank you,
this
guys.
this is a very intimate and secret that I've been holding.
Oh,
Um, and
oh wow.
so and I was actually right, like starting on a book. Monsignor knows about this, but
Okay.
that I didn't find out until later. And my mom is a religious, she's a good person. Everybody has their good yin and yang, right?
Right, 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 right.
And okay, I'll try to make it quick
Okay.
because I
But
wish
I'm
all
here. Take
that.
it. Go ahead. I'm here.
So when I was a little girl, I was 8, right?
Hmm.
7. Well, let's put it this way. I was living with my parents at 8
Hmm.
until age 6, right?
Okay.
At age 7, I lived with one of my sisters, right? And then in Guam, because I'm originally from Guam.
Oh wow.
Let me start with that. and then
Okay.
and then and then at 8, my mom was like, "Hey, why don't you go with your other sister? She's retired Army, um, retired military. I want you to see the world, right?" So from that age at 8 or 7, excuse me, all the way to I graduated high school, I was going back and forth between both sisters.
Oh wow.
I wasn't really living with my parents. And I
Okay.
always wondered, like I don't know, and maybe people will understand if you experience this, but I always felt like the oddball. I always felt like
Oh yeah. Yep.
I felt
Right.
like something was missing in my life, right?
I feel like an alien. Did you feel like that?
Girl,
Like
yeah.
my beliefs is like I can't accept abuse, and they was like, "What do you mean you can't accept it?" Like so. I get it. I get it. I get it.
Yeah.
You
Hey,
just was different.
look, so this is what happened. So back and forth, I've been going between sisters, right? And I'm
Hmm.
like wondering, okay, whenever my sister got stationed in the States and Germany, wherever I would go, if, go back and forth between Guam and wherever my sister was stationed. Both sisters were, one was in Guam and one was floating around different areas.
Right.
And so growing up, I just felt like, I mean, my mom was like, because I asked her, I said, why do you want me to live with my sisters, Mom? Oh, I want you to explore the world and experience the world, which I'm grateful for. Right. And
Mm-hmm.
I get that. But it didn't really, suffice. The answer didn't, it wasn't settling. So
Mm-hmm.
I was like, okay, but I felt like as a mother, right, of three kids, as a mother, period, for me, right?
Yeah.
How can I can't leave, I can't have my kid go live with somebody else.
I already know.
I just wouldn't feel right, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like,
Yeah.
how can my mom just let me live with my sisters all these years growing up
Mm-hmm.
since age 7? And so I'm sitting here like, wondering why that is. And oops, I'm sorry, guys. Hold on.
No, fine, honey.
Uh, my alarm went off. That's a sign. but so, later on, I got in these relationships. I left home. I was like, hallelujah. I turned 17. Salute to my sister. Because I helped raise her kids, both of them.
Mm-hmm.
And I helped raise their kids. Both my sisters had kids, right? So like again, Cinderella.
Ah.
They had one had three kids, the other one had two kids. And
Mm-hmm.
so back and forth, being the nanny, being the whatever chef and all that stuff. But anyway, so I felt like at 17, I was like, okay, I'm gonna work. I went to school. I did my did the latchkey, dropped the kids off, daycare,
Mm-hmm.
bring them back home, showered them, bathed, whatever, schoolwork, basically being a mom
Yeah.
as a teenager, and then had my job. So girl, I was stacking. I saved all my money
Right.
from 11th grade and 12th grade. And I said, I'm getting the hell up out of here.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you.
And so 2 weeks prior, because I kept it tight, right? Locked. I didn't tell my sisters. So anyway, I kept it inside and I said, 2 weeks before graduation date, I said, hey sis, I just want to let you know I appreciate you
Mm-hmm.
for everything. But I'm out.
Whoa, what she do?
And I
Talk
was living
about
in
you.
Germany at that girl. She
I
almost
already know.
didn't make it to my graduation, my high
Oh.
school graduation. And but she did. She was pissed because I was leaving. I
Mm-hmm.
wasn't trying to be Cinderella anymore,
You don't have to be.
And now that raggedy clothes, I'm out. So I saved up money to fly to Guam to see my parents, and then fly to North Carolina to start college. 17
Good.
years old. 17.
Wow. Wow.
Didn't know anybody except for my boyfriend, my ex-boyfriend, my boyfriend.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, why am I going to North Carolina out of all the states in the country I could have went to? But anyway, so at that age, 17, I was just, girl, no, I felt free. Like,
Um, do
I
you
don't,
have that same feeling now with the free feeling?
yes,
Good.
I feel like, but through those years though, Tammy, you're in these toxic relationships because you don't know what's going on
Mm-hmm.
inside of you.
Oh, I know.
And so, I know I'm rambling all over,
No, no,
but
it's fine. It's fine.
I figured out why my mom wanted me to, I mean, of course, explore the world and such, but why?
Mm-hmm.
She said, at 8, I think I was close to 40 years old, 38 or something.
Mm-hmm.
Um, she was like, I have something to tell you. And I'm like, okay. And she was like, you have another dad. And I'm like,
Hmm?
come again?
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So the dad that I knew, he was kind of like a Rolling Stone guy, He had
Mm-hmm.
multiple women. So I guess she got tired and she met, I guess, my biological father. and they had a relationship for like 6 years or something like that. And
Mm-hmm.
he was a business guy and all that, and helped my mom with not advocating for him, but he did, because I'm seven out of I'm the seventh out of my siblings, and we were poor. We didn't have food, what have you.
Oh, I'm sorry.
He provided
Damn.
for the family, but
Mm-hmm.
she said I was gonna take it to my grave.
Mm.
And I said, "Well, I'm glad that you told me." I said, "I didn't believe her." I was like, "Mom, please, she a religious woman. We pray the rosary like 13 times a day." I mean, girl, you
Yeah.
I think that's her way of repenting, maybe.
Mm.
So, because we would go church hopping, we would go to every
Mm-hmm.
church from the northern tip of the island all the way to the southern, and light a candle and kneel from the door all the way to the altar, praying our rosary.
Mm.
And
I'm,
yeah,
s-
so I'm all over the place with this,
it's
but
okay. I'm listening. I'm here to listen.
so um I realized after she told me that
Yes.
missing puzzle piece was finally there. And I finally understood why I was dating toxic people, because
I already know why. I'm just letting you speak. I don't want to interrupt. But okay. Okay. With this, we're going to talk in general. We're going to keep meeting the same people with the same situation. Different people, same situation until we learn from it. I was like, yo, how the hell did my own biological mother, that I cleared her credit, paid the house, got her a Maserati, all this shit, my sister, and then I keep meeting people that do the same shit as them, taken, to where I end up homeless. I had to learn that, Tammy, you got to trust you and God. You can't buy people. If they don't love you, fuck them.
yeah,
I had to love myself because I wasn't loving myself. Had I loved myself, I wouldn't have been thriving for them to love me. They didn't love me.
yeah,
You don't do people like that you love. You don't want to see them on the street or take from them that they helped you with.
yeah,
Now my sons is like, you ought to be ashamed for speaking, exposing. Why?
right,
Then you can kick rocks too. I'm not accepting abuse from nobody. So you don't have to either. If people don't accept the person you're becoming, you're thriving, you don't have to accept no abuse, verbal, physically, none of that shit. If they can accept it and accept your boundaries, fuck them.
right.
They
No,
don't need to be in your life.
that's so true, Tammy. Like, I realized that the reason why I was going through this is because I didn't have a dad in my life.
Oh,
I mean, granted, okay, my sister's ex-husband was the closest dad that I had, right? Of course,
right.
beside the dad that I had for like 6 years, from
Mm-hmm.
birth to 6 years.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I did have some type of male role model, but I figured out it's because I had abandonment issues.
Yeah. Yeah, that's exactly.
The whole puzzle piece was missing. I finally figured that out because now I know that I had a biological dad, or a dad that I didn't never knew, um, and why I was dating these people. And so now, like you said, the boundaries have to be locked tight. And so
Lock them
I'm like,
in.
oh, okay, I see what you're doing. I see how you were abused too. You were treated however, you know, and I said, I'll leave it, I'll pray for you, I'll leave it be, because that's, you have to go through your life experiences, and I have to, but I know that now that I had that abandonment issue, now I recognize it. Now I see, okay, this is a toxic situation.
But do you know that you were never abandoned though? You always had yourself and God. These people are here to teach you a lesson. Learn from the shit. Move on. Now you know how to treat people. I'm sure you know how to navigate these people now.
Yeah.
Don't even beat yourself up about it. God is like, okay, I'm going to put these people in your life, these people in your life. Even your kids are a test.
Yeah.
Learn from what it is. Don't beat yourself up. When you have the light, Annette, you can't, it's here.
Well, it's gonna be look,
It's here.
they're
You
gonna
can't
listen.
unplug it. You can't take the bulb out. You have the light, honey. Embrace it. Hey, okay, cool. Everybody's not going to like it, but they're going to be watching and say they're whatever's, but that's on them, not on you.
That's so true. You know, Tammy, you have such a comforting spirit, and I really appreciate that about
Oh,
you.
you're welcome.
And it's so good to just be seen, just be heard. You know,
Yeah.
and not a lot of us out here are willing to do that, or people get so caught up. And I'm not saying that everybody have their lives, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But I think that even if you just take a second to say hello and see how people are doing,
That speaks
it's
volumes.
very rare.
Like my partner I'm with now, ooh, ooh, God bless her strength and her patience. Because I came in this with a survivor mode.
Hmm.
Yes, I have my children's books and I'm advocating for women. But when that comes off, she had to deal with that, you know? And I felt bad, like, damn, this is horrible for her. Like, wow, this is sad. Like I said, God only attacks what he's afraid of.
Mhm.
If he's attacking you, family's attacking you, people saying all this crap, they're afraid of your light. That means you got to that should be fuel for you to keep going. It's days I want to be like, you know what, I'm done. I can't do this anymore.
Yeah.
But then I think about the little kids that's still being coached by these men. I still think about the children that's not reading books. And I'm like, Tammy, pick yourself up.
Yes.
Come on, let's go. And we got to keep going.
That's so
Like
true.
being on this platform is like the most refreshing, most authentic place that I've ever been able to speak on. Because like I said, I don't want to say the name, but I was speaking on a platform, which was great, but ended up sideways because of some likes and content. That's not what I'm here for. I want children to read. I want people to be aware of sexual assault in schools. And if you witness anything, say something. Don't
Yeah.
be afraid. Like it's okay to tell a friend that you're not okay. Like I
Yeah.
can call you like, hey Annette, I'm not okay. And for
Hmm.
you to be like, it's okay not to be okay. You can feel that.
Yeah.
You know, we're not superheroes. We're not robots.
Right.
You know,
That's
I
what I tell
feel
my
stuff.
look. That's what I tell my kids. I'm like, I am one mom, and there's three of you. Y'all gotta wait. I'm like, Matthew, you gotta wait till I drop your brother and sister off to pick you up
And
or get the
anytime you
lights.
ever need me, or I promise, I'm here to talk anytime. Because when, earlier in the talk, when your eyes got teary eyed, I was trying not to cry because I didn't want my eyelashes to come off. But it touches me that my story can touch people that way because this is real life shit. Sorry to curse,
No.
but it's real life. You know, this is not a game. I know how to survive being homeless after having millions of dollars taken from me and then writing books in jail. So
Wow.
every day is a joy. You have to realize that having the sun, being able to talk to people, waking up is a gift. I know
Wow.
people say my bill's not paid, I don't have food, I don't have this, but look at what you do have though.
Right. Exactly.
You
Amen.
better be grateful.
It's life, right? Ever since I retired, I'm sorry, this is not like
Go ahead, we talking. Go ahead, I'm here.
My
Come
situation.
on.
Supposed to be about Tammy Wallace, y'all. No.
Hey, I'm gonna come back on your show. I'm here. I'm a regular.
um, ever since I retired, it's been a challenge, and Marcia knows this. And
Oh
it's
God.
like up and down, right? So when
Mm-hmm.
24 years of military service,
Mm.
and yeah, that's great that you get a pension, which I'm grateful for. Don't
Mm-hmm.
get it I mean, government and military has helped me, but I feel like all those years of service in deployments and 24/7, not, being able to be with your kids whenever you want to.
Mm. How long did you serve?
Huh?
How long did you serve?
24 years.
You 24 years in the military?
Mhm. And
Hold up. Let me take that in. How? I know how, but damn it, I commend you.
I
The
appreciate
stories I've heard from the military, y'all deal with more shit than everybody else. Cause you can't say me because of government. Oh my God. I'm sorry.
that's okay.
Man, you strong as hell. I'm gonna come out there and see you.
I need to,
He's fighting. Nope.
it's one of those things where you know, you serve your country, and I appreciate the pension, but I feel like, you're starting over,
Mm.
because like financially, it's one of those things. I think God is really pushing me, to be honest with you, Tammy. I'm gonna
Mhm.
plug this in. um I think God is really pushing me to to what he wants me to do, right? And this whole year has been a very interesting thing. When I say interesting, it's because you apply for jobs and positions, and you're like,
Yeah.
okay, and then but I know that my goal is to do the podcast and to be a voice for people, for to provide a platform for them,
Mhm.
for people to
Mhm.
hear their voice. Um, and so it's really interesting because it's like, okay, I got a good, like, 3 interviews, like, stellar, "Oh, yeah,
Mhm.
you got in the bag." Even the last one, it was like a phone screen, and she was like, "Hey, can you start, like, soon?" I'm like, "Sure." And then
Mhm.
I'm like, a month or so goes, and because I also had the job offer letter, and I was like, I hit her up, I'm like, "What happened?" And she was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, they decided to go with another candidate." So I'm like, okay. I said, I was like, okay, fine. I'm like, I'm listening. I'm listening. I'm gonna pause this. I'm gonna continue just to
Mhm.
move forward with the podcast talk show and do what you're telling me. I'm just asking for guidance. But let me tell you,
Mhm.
when you think this is another testimony since I was 17. When I was
Yeah.
17, I only had the clothes on my back. I didn't have anything else, right? And went to
Oh
college.
wow. Oh my God.
So it's like kind of the same, but I have kids, right? But it's another level up. I don't know how to explain it. It's like I
I
feel like
already know what you're
my
talking
life
about.
is
I
being
already get it.
rebuilt.
I get it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I got it. I got it. I slept in my car with my kids before. This is not a surprise. I get it. I promise. And I'm gonna give you a hug. Because I get it. That shit hurts. And then you got people who say they love you, and then you call them like, you got the ones, call me if you need anything, and then you call them like, girl, and they, I'm gonna call you back, and then they never do.
I don't even call anybody. That's how I've always been though as a little girl.
We
Always felt
don't need that. We can do stuff based on what we did today, and
yeah.
keep creating stuff and heal people, help people. And if there's anything I can do personally to bring awareness and help, I'm all in.
I
And you're
appreciate
not by yourself. And like I said, thank you again for your service. My God, you did decades in the service, and y'all, whew, I know how you guys were treated, And a lot of women are and men are afraid to speak on it, and I get why. But you're not alone, and I'm sorry you went through that. I'm sorry.
Well, like, the whole it's just I feel when you retire, which I'm grateful for, I
Hmm.
feel like, there should be we shouldn't have to, I won't say continue to work. We should be able to live our retirement life and still support the community, but not be
Yeah,
financially
I
burdened,
agree.
you know. But God is making a way. You know what I mean? Like
Hmm.
it's like a valley. It's like you're going through a valley, and I feel like, oh, let me just go ahead and test her even more. You know what
Hmm. Yeah, just keep getting tested. It's not the Super Bowl, honey. It's a scrimmage. Don't forget, this ain't the Super Bowl.
I
So
mean? Right.
scrimmages,
Well,
okay?
thank you so much for listening to me. I'm gonna go to the next question. We're not
Come on.
doing
Oh, okay, let's get it. I'm like, let's go.
um. So your story about resilience, right,
Hmm.
and hope. What keeps you
Yes.
motivated and when it gets tough? And what message do you want to leave your listeners with?
What keeps me motivated now
Yeah.
uh, is the fact that these men that violated hundreds of girls at Pomona High School are still coaching. That keeps me motivated. The fact that my sister and her husband let my niece be coached by my violator keeps me motivated. Um, these men are at colleges that are well known.
Yeah.
And because the limitations, laws, and stuff, we're not able to do what we want to do, but hopefully it changes. And hopefully my voice keeps bringing awareness so they will take heed to these men are SA
Yeah.
people. You know what I mean? So it ruined my life. It did. Um, hmm. But I'm gonna keep going.
I'm on my show. Please be quiet.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I
I'm
was yelling
No,
at.
you're fine. You're fine. I'm gonna keep going. It just sucks that they're still coaching girls, knowing what I went through, and knowing that my first time of having intercourse was being raped and given an STV by a coach that's coaching at Mount San Antonio High School. I just cannot grasp that, and they know about it. So that's my goal, and just to keep bringing out books that the
Right.
kids can read
Right.
about sharing, caring, not bullying, and just keep moving forward. It hurts because when you're by yourself, it's kind of difficult, but I mean, it'll come later.
Yeah. Tammy, look, we need another. I don't want to.
Come on, I'll come back.
Yeah,
I will
definitely
come back. I
need a
promise
part
I will.
two. We need a part two and
Let's do a
three and
part two.
four or whatever.
I
But
got
yeah,
you.
most definitely. Before we wrap up,
Yes,
what's
ma'am.
what's next for you? And are there any upcoming projects, initiatives
Oh,
that you're
yes,
excited about?
yes. What's next for me is I have a poem book coming out,
Okay.
uh, and I have a cartoon for Pickle Patty coming out.
Oh,
Yeah, I do. I do.
nice.
And possibly what we're trying in the works is a movie for my life story. Like the Anton Fisher story,
Yeah.
Clarissa story. Like my story is so deep, it has to be told.
Right.
So
Right.
we're gonna get this out there. And in the midst of that, I want to create I'm trying to get as many books as possible to
Yeah.
donate to children across the world so they can read books.
Right.
So I'm trying to see what my publishing can do so I can gather books and just ship them out to schools and shelters so kids can read. My
Right.
whole mission is for kids to not be on video games all day, read books, and for their parents to spend time with them, get
Mm,
to know them, ask
yeah.
them questions, so they
Yeah.
won't be. You know what I mean? It all coincides with each other. So even with my journal, I want women and men to get that too.
Yeah.
The 12-step program, I use it, to, we got to build.
Yes.
Yeah. We
Definitely.
got to build. And I'm proud of you. I'm so proud of you. Your platform is amazing.
Wow. Thank you so much, Tammy. I really appreciate you. Like, what do you call it? Yeah, we definitely need another part to this because, oh,
Okay. Can you hear me?
okay, I can hear you.
Somebody was calling my phone. I couldn't hear you, but your platform is amazing. Your spirit is amazing.
Oh,
And the fact that you served our country, thank you.
I
You
appreciate
guys don't get enough credit. You don't. And I know people are afraid of the government and the military. I know.
Wow.
I
Wow.
know. But thank you for your service.
Wow. Thank
You
you
know,
so much.
call me anytime. I'll come back and I'll show up for you.
I was wondering how your experience was today.
Uh-huh.
What did you get out of it as far as
Us talking.
yeah. Just
Love, support, a sisterhood. I feel like I gained a friend. I feel like we both gained a supporter. We both understood some things. We let each other express and talk. I think this can go a long way. It takes a village. Like they say, it takes a village to raise a child. It takes a village to change some stuff. So
yeah.
I think we can change some stuff with a village. And I'm grateful to have met you.
Me too.
This has been beautiful. And I will, anytime you ever need me, just call me. I'm here. I got you.
I appreciate
I got you. And
Tam.
smile. No crying.
Right?
I got my hat on to comb my hair. I
Wow, wow,
love you.
amazing. Well, be sure to like and subscribe to Tammy Wallace
Yeah,
Internet
please.
360. Um, to view all the episodes on Internet 360, we're on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, or X, and TikTok. And I don't know, I'm probably missing some other platforms. And please, let's continue to support the Unity for Social Justice.
Do it,
Let's
y'all.
free Master Yo. Let's free all our brothers and sisters that need our support. Please, this has been a broadcast of showing love full circle between NNL 360 and Miss Tammy Wallace. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
And
Thank you for Masa Yo. Thank you for I'm in the know. Thank you for King's PR. Blessings to everybody. I appreciate you, Annette. Thank you. I love you. And
until next
anytime
time.
you need me to come back, I got you.
Yes, ma'am.
Love you.
Love you.
All right, honey.
Salute.
Salute.